Hello, I am Jan Stiff, and this is Jan Stiff Stitches, a floss tube about cross stitch. Welcome. I am happy to be back chatting with you guys. I've kind of got a lot of stuff, but I think it'll go fast. Maybe I say that and then, things happen. I have a few finishes already for 2026, so I'm excited about that. I'm going to start, I'll talk about those. I've got WIPS that I will discuss with you too. My notes are down here, so that's why I keep looking down. I knew you knew that. I'll go through some haul. I did print out some of the patterns from the Jingle Ball, so I'll show those to you as well. Um, so yeah, I'll do a little bit about plans for 2026 and talk about the floss tubers I've watched and just stuff that's going on. So let's get started. My finishes. I have, they're right over here, so I'm going to grab them. So one of the first ones is my blessing sampler, and that is Bless Our Home, Country Cottage Needleworks. Really sweet. You see that? Why am I shaking it? So that is really a pretty one. And it's stitched up pretty fast. I have it on Vintage Country Mocha. So it's on 36 count Vintage Country Mocha. I used the called for DMC and Classic Colorworks. I finished it January 10th. And yeah, I just love it. I can't decide what I'm going to do with it. Last year's I made into a pillow because it was much smaller. But this one I think I'll frame. I really do like it. And it's blue. I don't know if you can really see the color, but the house is blue. And then Bless Our Home. It's just sweet as can be. So that is the first one. Try to keep all this stuff together. I already lost the paper clip. The next one that I finished was a birthday start that happened to be our friend Val. It was her birthday start. And we started that in September of last year. It was a freebie from Teresa. Teresa Kogan. So I'm just going to show it to you because it is a freebie. That's all you get is really the pattern. But I think you can see good from the pattern what it's stitched up to be. And then I'll show you what it's stitched. That was some dress. I'm telling you, girls and guys, if they're watching. Yeah, it took a bit. And I did, okay, so I did use the called for DMC. However, I did have to switch out too because I didn't have the actual numbers. But so instead of 611, I used 612. So it was still a very close green. And then same with 3857, I used 3858. So here's that stitch. And okay, I really have no idea what count this is. I think I really have no idea, but I did 1/1. So I'm thinking it might be like a 28 count. So it's really cute. It's really little. Now, look what I changed. See? So she in that area there is a blackbird that was charted there. I'm afraid of birds. It's not that I don't like them, but I am really afraid of them. So I thought, you know what? I'm gonna just switch that a little bit. So then I just put in like it's an embroidery hoop, which is what it was, and then I just put like a little stitch going on there. So I thought that was kind of cool. I know see now you can see it. She looked, I would have sat there for how long? And then I changed the thread that's in the needle down below to match some of the thread I used in the actual stitch. So that was my second finish. Just love it. My third finish is the exclusive for StitchCon last year. So there is a group of us that met at StitchCon over the years. My one friend Pam, I met her here in Tennessee, but then there's more. So we've added to our group and we've gone to StitchCon together. This past year when we were there, we are like, you know what? Why don't we pick a pattern that we all like and just use that as our birthday sale rather than having 5 or 6 different birthday sales? So we decided on Kindred Friends, which was the StitchCon exclusive. So it is really cute too. It's got the little stitchy bus. It's got the bell, like the finishing bell, and then a pin cushion, a pair of tomato. Oh, and then a little black cap button, 310. Okay. So I did make a few changes um, so I could make it ours, our group. We call we call our group the Needle Minders. So I put that across the top. And then over here, I put in all of our initials. And then I did change the red to more of the red was kind of orangey to me, and I didn't really care for it as much. So I changed it to like a brighter red. I also changed the house color to the pale green that is used throughout the stitch. Um, I just like that better. And then the hoop, I left out the dark brown that went around. But yeah, so this is really cute. I might make into a pillow. I think it would be an okay one. But yeah, so that's my third finish. Now, if I get them FFO'd, whew, that would be a miracle. Okay, that there. Now, so I was going to talk about new starts. So no, two of those, the Blessing Sampler and the StitchCon were new starts, and they were also WIPs for this month. Um, other WIP, and it's not ironed because I was working on it this morning already, is my Sabbath stitch, which is called This is the Day. So I'm getting a lot done on it, but that pink house, there's a lot to it. So let me show you what it's supposed to look like, and then I'll hold my hand and I'll tell you a little bit of the materials. So this is the actual, which I love. I mean, I think like that pink house, I think is just adorable. It's so pretty. I love all the colors. Um, so yeah, it's been a fun stitch. Okay, so I am stitching it on 18 count Ada. It's Roxy Floss Co. It might be that Panatone. And it's 18 counts. So I must have had it in my stash. I did because even the flosses, some of them I had and some I didn't, but I have stuff in my stash that was close enough. So I just pulled from my stash. Now, my friend Denise is working on this as well. And when we started it, like I was doing these flowers and everything. And then I looked at hers when she's doing it. Well, then she's got stuff down on her roof. I'm like, what are you doing over there? And she said, I told myself every time I pick this up, I need to do at least one strand in the roof to just because it's going to be so boring and awful if I leave it to the end. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's so true. So then I've been trying to do that as well. But yeah, so there it is. And I left that little goat who's up there. I really don't know what he's doing. I say goat, but I guess it's a ram. He's got those horns. Or I guess he could just be a mountain goat. Oh, okay. So that's that. Oh, let me see what else. Um, so other whips and new starts. I have this is from plans. So it's kind of in my plan. Just a little bit of that. This. Oh, okay. So one of the other new starts that I had is for my friend Judy, and it is called Following the Dream. I'm going to talk a little bit about the first, and then Following the Dream. It's a kit that I bought. It's super cute. So there were two of them that I sent her. I sent her this one and another of two old ladies floating in a pool. And so she liked this one best. So I'm stitching this one for her. So I started it this month on her birthday, and it's been fine. I think between this and American Welcome, they might be my um, part of my plan each month, and I'll tell you about that how I'm doing it. But super cute, super cute. And I am using the floss that came with the kit. I did substitute the fabric. So I think I might have even taken a little poll of my friends. I know this is going to be hard to see, but it does have blue in it. Almost looks grayish. Um, it came with pure white Ada. And then you had all these clouds and everything that you needed to add to it. But I'm hoping with my fabric choice that I might not have to do that. This is awfully big. It's really awkward to hold. I should have, I think that's, well, wait, I'll not. If I unclip it, then I'm unclipping the thing on the back too, and we'll just have a whole big, oh my God. This way, then you can see it a little better, and maybe we can see the blue in it. Um, okay. So I started at the bottom. I don't think you're going to be able to see this blue. Blue, which is in the top. They always say, oh, look at that. Yeah, you don't see anything. But what I'm hoping is that I won't have to stitch like all of this blue that's up here, and that maybe I'll do some of the white, um, but I'll figure that out. So yeah, so it's been fun, and this is the fabric that came with it, like super stiff, you know, fabric that we're all used to from years ago. But I did not use it. It's not my choice. So wouldn't it be nice? What I switched to is 14 count Ada Love Potion Forbidden Fiber Co. And I may have even taken like a little survey of my friends to figure out how I could do it so I wouldn't have to stitch all that. So yeah, that one is not bad. It's been fun, but now, I need to work on it in order to keep getting moving ahead. The next thing that I started is um, the Stitchers Retreat House. So we are going, or I am going to StitchCon. And when I was there last year, the group of friends that I was with, we had decided to stitch on this, which was Matter in Hand. And we did it as a sale. And when I mentioned that we were doing it, so many people got excited about it and wanted to participate. Um, yeah, so they did. It was fun. There was almost 40 of us, I think, last year between the two weekends. But yeah, it was a nice stitch. And like this, I even kind of personalized for us again. I put our initials throughout and I put StitchCon up in the apple or the tomato. Um, so yeah. So this year, then and they had asked me, "Oh, are you going to do another one?" I'm like, "No, I because you don't even know if you're coming really to StitchCon." But once I was able to get in, I was like, okay, well now I'll pick something to do. And I mean, I had a whole list of the different patterns and stuff, but this is the one I picked, Stitcher's Retreat House. It's super cute. I really do like this. And I like a lot of their patterns. So it says, Retreat House is over the two ladies' heads. And it says, where friendships are formed with needle and thread. So sweet. And that is like so true. So I've broken it up into 12 parts, I want to say. Um, I think it's 12 parts. And 12 parts, and then made a schedule. And I made a schedule for weekend A and weekend B. Oh, see this. Yeah, so you can see how it's kind of and so we just started it. And so I am trying to stay a little bit further ahead on this. Since I kind of planned it, I need to make sure I get it done. And there, you can see that parts. So this is posted on StitchCon's Facebook page. And then I also have the dates spelled out for everybody for the weekends and how many weeks for each part. Um, and that also is on the StitchCon Facebook page. If you guys wanted to join in, by all means, the more the merrier. So let me show you where I'm at. So I am here. Um, yeah, I love the colors. It's really been fun. So I'm stitching it on 36 count vintage country mocha. This white guard. I'm using all of the DMC called for colors. And the designer is Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery. I don't know if I've been telling you the designer on any of these, but it does show on the pattern. I'll try to be better. But yeah, so that's how much I've gotten done so far. I have, of course, had to frog. I yesterday I had to frog like all this green because I was off the stitch. Um, yeah. I love it. It really, it's a fun stitch. It's been easy to stitch. I do love the colors. We'll have plenty of time to finish it before. Well, the idea is to finish almost all of it, and then when we're at StitchCon, we can finish it up and like maybe on Saturday get our pictures taken and stuff uh, with all of us and ring the bell. And then they would do that at both weekends, which I'll have to find like a weekend A person that would want to kind of corral people for the picture and all that. So we shall see. I should just put it just okay. The next one. Okay, so this was an unexpected start. I started for Christmas, I'd asked for the pink pork Santa, and then I also asked for the Lord's Prayer by Lila or Lila's Studio. It's so pretty, you guys. Beautiful colors. Um, I love it. So it definitely was something that I wanted to stitch. Well, my Auntie Mary passed away January 18th, and she was a nun. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to start in her memory. And I will do something to change it up a bit so that I can incorporate things about her. But that's where I'm at right now. And I stitched on this week probably, and we actually were supposed to go up for her funeral. So um, she's in Michigan. So, and my mom's down here with us. So I made reservations for us to fly out. Well, then all this weather, and so then we could go. But and I even changed it. It was like, okay, we were gonna fly out early Sunday morning. And then I'm like, okay, wait. Now I said I'll get us to go like mid-morning Monday. So that should be like enough time to get stuff cleared up. We have so much ice that I mean you just couldn't get out. You couldn't, and they had no planes. They actually shut the airport down at one point. Um, and it was shut like Sunday, and then they said they're going to work on the runways, and then they had some type of I don't know, some type of machinery or something that they were going to test the runways to see if planes would be able to land and take off on them. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And then I'm like, do I really want to fly if they're having to test the runways for me? I didn't think. But it didn't matter. I mean, we eventually would have been able to get out, I'm sure. The airlines always figure out a way. But the service, like the wake was Monday night, and then the service was Tuesday. So we didn't go. And then during that time, hold on, I take a drink. Then also on Sunday, my youngest brother-in-law who lives down here, he they lost power. So they live in White House, Tennessee, and they lost power at like 6 o'clock Sunday morning. And so they were talking about, but then the kids, their grandkids were here, so they were going to go by a friend's house and everything. So they didn't come by us. And then Monday, they're still out. They got a hotel room, maybe thinking they'll come to us on Tuesday, but it came back on Tuesday like at 6:30. So they didn't come back with us. It's just been so bad. I cannot believe all the trees and stuff, you guys. It's just sad. They're just gone now, just crazy. Um, okay. So what I guess I showed you everything for my whips. I think I did. Okay, so now my plans. Um, yeah, I think I'm gonna go through my plans since I have them all right here. Okay, so what I've been doing each month, and I started it last year, and in January I did it as well. So now February, I pick out like a stitch a week that I want to stitch on, and that potentially could be done. So hold on a second. I'm gonna get my book that I can read from. I do have a whiteboard right back here, and on it I write down everything. So for like this month, the projects I have are American Welcome, Little Woman, Stitcher's Prayer, Room at the Table, and Cozy Lane. Then, in addition to that, I have a birthday start for Ron, and then I will have a birthday start for me as well, I think. So, and this is what I'm using. This is a happy planner, and I just kind of tailor it to the needs that I have. Like I added in, um, so in the back, I have whips, I have new starts, I have plans, retreats, orders, and then any additional notes. So it really, I like it. It's working out well for me this year. So, all right, I'm going to put that over there, kind of. No, I'm going to put it back over here. Um, okay, so my plans for this month, my projects, ones that I'm really going to stick with, American Welcome. And I love this. I really do love this stitch. Isn't that pretty? The colors are so pretty. Like that house, the flower. I can't wait to get back on it. All right, I'm just gonna set that there and let me get my information. Um, what do you think I did with it? All right, I'm gonna have to just pause you a minute so I can find my stuff. Okay, I am back. Okay, so the American Welcome Plum Street samplers. I know you guys know all that. Um, I am using Forbidden Fiber Co Granite Newcastle Linen. That's not it. Um, yeah, and it is 40 count. Seems crazy, but I do love it. It really is pretty. So I'm excited to get back with this. And since I am doing this for the 250, I think it's going to have to be part of my plans each month, which is fine because I do love it. The floss I'm using the called for. So we'll continue with all of that. I have a better setup, I think, people. Maybe I have too much stuff on my desk. goes without saying. I could get rid of some of it. Um, okay, so I'm also going to work on what I tried to do is pick projects that potentially could actually be finished, that they're like kind of that close. So here's one. It's by Twin Peak Primitives, Little Women. And I really do like this. I love Little Women. Always have. One year I asked my mom and Ron for like really nice Little Women books. And they each bought me really cool ones. And yeah, I just love them. And then I made another Little Women pattern for Hannah. I was under the impression that she had read the book and really loved it because we had talked about it, but she was talking about the movie and stuff, which is fine. But then I bought her a really old Little Women book, just so she could have it for the illustrations and stuff. So that was really cool. But anyway, so here's me and what I'm doing. So, I mean, potentially, if I work on this for a solid week, I truly believe I can get it done. Um, this is 18 count Ada Artiste Vintage. So I must have gotten this from Hobby Lobby. And I've listed all the different DMC flosses I'm using. I'm not sure why I did. Oh, I don't know. Twin Peaks. So yeah, I definitely think I'll be able to work on it and be done with it. I hope. That's my plan. Okay. The next one that I am going to be working on through the month is Cozy Lane Sampler. Now, this one I don't think that I can really get it done here. I'll show you the pattern first. But I definitely think in a week's time, I mean, I will get further ahead, and that then perhaps next year can be finished. I love all the colors. I love the white pumpkin. I love the blues. Got a blue pumpkin even down here. It's just super pretty. I should take a let me figure that out. So pretty. So here is where I'm at. So I mean, I've done a lot, but I mean, like I said, it's not one that is going to be finished, but I definitely feel like Little Women, I have that one that I did. I just need to get further along in this. So, but beautiful colors, beautiful colors. I am using Fiber on a Whim 32 count Lugana even weave. Chino was the color. And then the called for DMC for that one. What else do I have? Oh, okay. So then these potentially could be a finish. So I really do like this one. This is the start of There's Room by Annie the Proper Stitcher. So I am stitching this on, I want to say it's a 40. And am I using one strand? Yeah, one strand. Um, here is the pattern. And there's my stitching. So yeah, the color I'm using is Tom and Lily Creations Knew It. Newt, Knew It. Nuit. So it really is a pretty color. This fabric is really old. I actually got it from a friend. I think from my friend Pam. And it was French lace linen by Witchelt. But yeah, so I've just gotten, but again, so my February idea is that I'm going to um, stitch this one, which is all words, and then I have the Stitcher's Prayer by, let's say the Camping Stitcher. Yeah. Um, and that's this. So, right. So Annie's, the one that I showed you earlier, Annie's, it says there is room at the table for everyone. Love it. Now, the Stitcher's Prayer. I don't have a copy of what it's going to be when it's finished, but let me tell you what it says. Now I sit down in my chair, my needle, floss, and fabric there. I stitch and calm my busy mind whenever I can find the time. I thought that was so pretty. It'd be great having it up in this room. I am stitching it on 16 count Ada, vellum, and the outline is a green, and then the inside is like a burgundy and a brown. I think they use. I don't know. We'll see. I do like it, so it'll be fun. And again, I really do think I can get this done in a week. Well, in a few days. I think I've designated, half the week to one and half the week to the other. So that would be my plan. Also in February, Ron's birthday. So for his birthday, I have been stitching the Blackbird series, the Magical Mystery Tour series. So this is the one he picked for this year, the Long and Winding Road. So I'll start this on February 9th because that's his birthday. And I've already got it kitted up. So I'm using a 32 count. This is what I say. I'm using a 32 count peachy colored. I got that from Stash. Let's look at it. I wasn't going to pull it out, but since I described it that way, I think that's ridiculous. Um, so let's just see. And then, with these, um, the colors that they select, I want to say are like Weeks Dye Works or whatever. And they don't always match up to what the picture is. So, and I found that out with Yellow Submarine, General Arts actually, and a few Weeks Dye Works. So I instead kind of looked at the picture and just picked my own DMCs. Right? Yeah, they're all DMCs. Look at how pretty those. They're pretty colors. So, and then this is the fabric, although, like I said, I must have stitched on it to figure out it was 32 pound, right? Maybe. But then here, so here's that fabric, and it definitely is peachy. I don't know, you guys. We'll have to see. I mean, I don't feel like anything will really get lost on it. I mean, it could be nice. I'm just that kind of person that always so iffy about using a color. And not that this color is, you know. So yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to starting that now that I brought it out and I see what I'm doing. And yeah, browns and grays, burgundies. I'm thinking I'd be using two strands. So the only color that might have a bit of an issue would be this 3859. But no, it'll be okay. We'll see. If I don't like it, then I'll just pick something else. We always have plenty. And perhaps you've noticed my Adam Hart floss drops. I am switching all of my DMC over to these floss drops, and I love them. I absolutely love them. I had gotten the full set of DMCs, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and with the cabinet and stuff. So I just had them in there as the strands, like as they come the skeins, and I just didn't like it. It just was hard to find stuff. And then I watched the Museum Stitcher, and her floss was all on these drops, and they're bobbins too. So you bobbin them up, and you just wrap it around. And then you can store them as regular bobbins. And then when you take them out, you can let them drop from the floss drops, and then you can grab one or two threads at a time. So I like it. Like that I'm doing it. I still have more to do, but I'm getting there. I do work on it quite often. Okay, let me look at my list. Oh, I said I was going to do a birthday star too. I'm thinking I might do Feast of Friendship. I don't have it. I do. Well, I don't know. I'm not going to worry. You know what it looks like. It's got the big blue house. It's really pretty. So that's what I wanted. Okay, next on my list. Oh, all right. So these are just back to the whole plan thing. I need to go through my stuff. I don't want to do a whip parade at this point in time. I feel like I just don't want to do it. I'm not into it. I need to go through all of my whips and figure out what I want to do. If I actually want to keep them going as a whip, do I want to allow them to be adopted and somebody else enjoy them? I also need to do the same thing with my kitted up projects. I did start doing it with my kitted up. So I took floss out and everything because I just felt like, okay, that's ridiculous. But when I was going through them, I'm like, do I even like this anymore? And I know I've said this on other floss tubes, and it kind of makes me feel bad, but I don't know. We all go through it. At least it seems like I've heard other people talk about it. So I really need to do that. And then once I do that, I can talk um, more about a situation, what I'm going to keep and all that. I want to continue to stay ahead on the StitchCon sale. Um, Nashville market. Why I order stuff. I from last year, I don't think I stitched anything. So that's, but anyway, that's another discussion that I need to have with myself. So we'll see with that. All right, now I'm going to move on to haul. I already told you about the Lord's Prayer. I have a haul back here someplace. I'll tell you what, for somebody who takes like 2 hours to get all set up and ironed and all that, um, how is it that I don't have my stuff? You think it's hidden someplace? I mean, oh, here it is. All right, hold on. I just have to fix this. And I would pause, but I'll tell you what happened one time. I hit the stop button. It was just terrifying. It all turned out okay, but at the time I was just like, oh, I can't believe it. All right, so I already told you about the Lord's Prayer, how I got that for Christmas. It's definitely something I wanted. In addition to that, I had asked for the pink coat Santa. So now I have the green coat and the pink coat. Yeah. See, and that's the kind of stuff. It's like, I mean, I already have Christmas things that are not completed. So then do I really start two more? But I kind of have in my mind, well, I really love those. I mean, I would, yeah. I don't think so. Okay. I also, there's a few things I'm going to take these out. So I was watching Stephanie from Cross Stitch Flow. She, she's so fun. She takes you shopping with her. Um, she goes thrifting and takes you with and all this. I mean, she's fun. And then she's got she'll do like learning ones, like most expensive patterns, uh, where you can get good deals, where you can get free patterns. I don't know how she does it all because she is a mom. She's got two little kids, and she's a single parent right now. She co-parents, but that's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. But anyway, so she was on the other day, and I was watching her, and she had gone thrifting, and she had some patterns that she had found, and then she had this. Isn't this wonderful? I just loved it. So I found it right away. I really wanted to have this. And so I purchased it from her. And then I also purchased a couple patterns from her as well. But I mean, this is nice. You know, it's the frame is okay. It's dinged down here, but I mean, we can fix that up. So it really is pretty. 2002. Let's see, there's no name or anything. Let's see, I always put my initials. Or, well, now I've been really good because I've been using those legacy cards that Potty Stitcher has. I've been using those. Oh my goodness. Um, and this is cool because it's on, you peel off the back and you can stick it to your frame. And it's just got tons of information, designer, da, 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 floss, fabric, but then on the back, thoughts, thoughts and memories. So it's nice. So you can tell your story. And I've done that on quite a few. Um, because even if they end up in the Goodwill, people will know. Or whoever buys it from Goodwill will know that Jan Stitches stitched it and loved stitching it while she was doing it. Because I mean, some of them are so. Okay. So in addition to that, I bought patterns. I bought this Little House Needleworks Merry Christmas pattern. It's cute and it's quick. I can definitely see making, maybe a couple for some of my friends for Christmas. So sweet. I just love it. And it is. It's little. What is this stitch count? 57 by 50. Love it. And then in addition to that, Stephanie goes through her stash and she does de-stash stuff. People will send her their stuff they want to de-stash, and she'll put it up on her page and everything else and take care of it. She's good about it. She knows what she's doing. Um, the next one that I bought, and this was actually already kitted up, Live Gently. So it says Live Gently Upon the Earth. I love it. Absolutely love it. The beehive. She's got like a bouquet of flowers. Oh, and this was all kitted up, and the size is 81 by 75. So that's not bad. Yep, all the threads, material. Um, the stuff to the chenille stuff to finish it. I think that goes around to make it a pillow. Then you would put it on the back. So yeah, so that was good. And I got this stuff like right before the storms and everything. So at one point, Stephanie had texted me or messaged me, um, just saying, "Hey, they said the stuff is delayed getting to you," and then she's like, how's the weather?" But I appreciated that she had noticed that. The other thing I got. Okay, so here's a few that I got from the Jingle Snowman 2025 from Rose College. I love it. Look at how they're on the spools and they've got the tomato and scissors. This is that is really cute. And this might have been, if it was I don't know if it was exclusive to the Jingle. The other one, so there were some free patterns from designers, And this one is from Robin Pickens, Noel. And actually, all the designers had a flea pattern that you could, which I'm telling you, you go, you spend your $15, um, and then you get some really cool stuff. Like this is another free pattern, complimentary cross stitch pattern. And this is by the Tiny Modernist. Isn't that cute? I like it. I like I have a few of hers that I should do. They're really. Um, then the other one that I bought is Robin Pickens. This I didn't. I might have bought this from the Fat Quarter. Fat Quarter shop. Beautiful maker. Isn't that pretty? Greens and teals and blues. Cosmos threads. I'll probably do the DMC because I don't. If I look at it and I see like there's a space that really would benefit from the variegated, then I would do it. But nothing really on this would benefit from it. So yeah, I thought that would be cool to have in here in my craft room. Then the other thing that I actually like one, I guess, stitching with the housewives, fancy floss toss. And I think I'll just make sure that the colors are similar to what the sewing machine one is. Um, and then there is another one of these that is like, I think it just says cross stitch on it. It is super cute. So yeah, so I was excited to get that. I don't always do that when I'm watching videos, but I was like, oh, I really do like that. Thought if I could win it, that just would be all so much better. Okay, that's that stuff. Oh, so then we met a friend for lunch. My friend Pam and I, we met our friend Louise, and she gave to us this floss organizer. So I have it all set up for the Lord's Prayer. So that just worked out perfectly. I love it. Um, this is a kit that I had purchased, and this was from the Jingle Ball. Snowflakes and Stars. So it's a PDF. And look at the geese flying over the house. I do like flowers. So it's stitched on, and this is Lindy Stitches. 36 pale gray is what it is stitched on. And it's really pretty. It's a soft gray. So I might use one to strand. This is kind of a big piece of silver, but yeah. Kind of looks dark on there, but it is pretty. Do I have a plan to start this? Which is good. I shouldn't because I have so much other stuff to finish. But so it did come with then all the floss um, for it. Yeah. I do love the colors. And I love those geese. See, I'm afraid of birds, but look at, and they've got little scarves around their necks. And then there's Santa off in the distance. But the little scarves. See, um, so that was that one. Probably making noise. For Christmas, I asked for microphones, and also I got a new light. I don't even know if I really need it. I thought I did. Maybe if I filmed later in the day. Okay, so then the other thing I got, and I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing with it yet. Um, I have some great nieces that moved down here, Emily and Stevie. and Emily is the older of the two. She's 8. So I bought this little sampler book of embroidery stitches. Okay. And it's got all the different pages and it's got all these different stitches. And I thought, wouldn't it be sweet to give to her for her to start stitching some? I mean, it really, there's a ton in here. Double lazy daisy, French knots. Uh, or do I do it myself? But I mean, it gives you all the, like, it's got all the different stitches that are in it. Jeez. I wonder if the glare is from my windows or from my lamp. What do we think? Oh, I don't know if that's worse. It could just be. But anyway, so they do have instructions for all the different stitches. So, I don't know. We'll have to see. Either that, or I could give it to my daughter who's going to be 29. And she stitched for a bit, just for a little bit, a couple years ago. But okay, so it came with this little book, which is very cute, and it's got all these little pages to do. It came with the instructions, which I showed you. And then look at this. Then it came with all this. Threads and needles and scissors and pins, snaps, measuring tape, seam ripper. Maybe that would be a lot for a 7-year-old to have. Maybe we'd have to take some of it out. There's like a ring in here. I wonder what that's for. Could this be like a symbol? But isn't that strange? And it tells you what colors to use and it shows the different stitches. It doesn't really say, but I guess it could be a symbol, just a half one, maybe. Interesting. So yeah, so this is a cute little kit. I just don't know. I'll have to figure out what I want to do with it. The other thing that I bought, oh no, I'm not going to get this closed. Um, some more bag tags. I used the tags from the Potty Mouth Stitcher, the project bag tags, which is great. And if I have a project in it, that has been good. But like my kitted up stuff, I don't know. I just bought these to use for some of them. Because some of the stuff, it's like I don't want to waste a project bag tag. I know that sounds terrible, but you know how it is. So I thought these might be more efficient for a bit. So I bought those. And that ends my haul. I talked about my plans already, so I'm gonna life. Oh my gosh, so we had Christmas here. It was so much fun. It was so fun to have so much family here again, because we used to do it up north and we'd have like 20 people. One of the things, all right, so we had lots of family, including dogs. So Hannah's dog was here, Haley and Jeremy, their dog was here, and then you've got Ruby. Jeremy and Haley have a 10-month-old Australian Shepherd, I want to say. Might be a mix of some sort, but he really does look like an Australian Shepherd. His name's Scotty. He is the cutest thing. He so we usually will have the dogs out in the backyard to meet and greet so they're not crazy in the house. He was not in that backyard 10 minutes before he jumped in our pool. Our pool's closed. It's green. Even the girls, so my great nieces were like, "What? How come this water's green, Janet?" I'm just like, "That's what it does in the winter." And then here goes the dog. So then Haley went on the other side because he didn't know what to do, and she finally was able to grab him out with his collar and stuff. I was just like, Didn't seem bothered by it. They stayed outside, they dried him, and he was fine. Um, so yeah, so it was good having everybody here. So one thing that we used to do over the years is the secret word. So we would come up with a secret word, Ron, Hannah, and I. And then when somebody said the secret word, they got to pick a gift. So we did that again. And we had a different word for the girls. And then we had gifts like, and gifts specific to each one. So like the girls, uh, Stevie said the word. So I gave her gift and it was a baby. And then Emily just, she wanted her gift so bad. And she just, Aunt Janet, snowman, jingle bell. She just, I'm like, you'll see it, don't worry. Finally, she didn't say it. I just gave her because she's so bad. And I still have Hannah's baby dolls. And so when they come over, they always want to play with those. So now they play with those or the baby dolls' food and bottles that we have for Hannah's stuff. And but now they've got their own. It's super cute. New Year's Eve, we went with my friend Judy and Jim to Judy's cousin's house. And there was a big group of us, and we played left, right, center, which was so much fun. And we played it with scratch offs. So, yeah, it was a fun time. Everybody, we had such a good time. And we left there, I would say we left there before, I think at like 10:30ish, maybe, even 10 o'clock. Um, at least for us. So Jim and Judy actually board their dog um, over New Year's Eve and 4th of July because her neighborhood is crazy with fireworks and it really does bother me. Here, we don't know with Ruby. You know, if it's storming and she's in the house, she goes under my desk or, wherever she can hide. But if we're outside and it's storming, she's fine. If it's thunder, she's fine. Doesn't bother her a bit. But fireworks is a different thing. So we wanted to be home. So that was the whole second that we wanted to stay. We just came home early so that she wouldn't be. I told you about my Auntie Mary. She was 91 years old. So, so. Floss Tubers, Just Keep Stitching and Just Keep Stitching Co. with Stephanie. She's had 2 videos out now for her online store, which is awesome. I watched Megan, the Seattle Stitcher. I love her stuff. She just got her craft room all done, or mostly done. Her husband did bookshelves for her, floor to ceiling. They're beautiful. She's painted it beautiful. I loved seeing it. Nisi Lynn, she's doing good. She was talking about, oh, she's talking about the cruise. I guess they're going to be doing a cruise in 2027. So I said, oh, I want to look into that. The Nightly Stitchers
And friends. Okay, so I was watching the last video to upload it, and it kind of cut it off at the very end when I was going through floss tubers and designers and stuff. So I want to finish that up if I can. I think it stopped at the Nightly Stitcher. All right, well, Nisi Lynn was about the cruise. Sounds exciting, looks fun. I might have to go look into it some. The Nightly Stitcher. She does a lot of samplers, really, really nice samplers. It was good watching her. It was entertaining. She went through some whips. So yeah, she was good. So go ahead and watch her. Oh, Alicia, the fanciful flamingo. She is back and she did her floss tube. And it was fun. It was fun to see her. She's got a lot going on in her life. As always, she's busy, but it was good. So check that one out. Sunshine Stitchers. EJ's sister joined in on this floss tube that I watched. So that was really fun. Fun to see her, fun to see the interaction between the three of them. But even the relationship between EJ and Sheila is such a good relationship and so much fun to watch. Another one I watched, Cross Stitch in the Globe. I know I already talked about Stephanie once. Um, she just does a good job. I mean, she takes you thrifting with her. She goes through all this D stash stuff. She does her own, plus people send her stuff to D stash. So she's got some great things that, in her shop, which is on Etsy. But yeah, I would go and watch her. She does a lot of learning stuff too. She'll the most expensive charts. Trying to think what else. Oh, she just, they do several, well, her and her sister, but then now it's pretty much her. And she's done several different um, learning ones. And it's always interesting and always good. So go take a look at her. Kindred Stitcher is another one who does a lot of samplers, beautiful, beautiful samplers. And she also quilts. So she did show a lot of material, the last one that I watched, beautiful materials too. So she's fun and entertaining. Adam Hart. Okay, we talked about my bobbins. Um, I love them. I saw those on the museum stitcher, which I'll talk about her in a minute. But I saw them, and so they're a bobbin, but yet a floss strap as well. And I just loved it. I needed some way to organize my DMC a little bit better. I had gotten that cabinet with all the floss a couple years ago. So I decided to go this route. So I've been working on it. I cannot wait to get it done. I just ordered another big bag of floss straps. So I'll be working on that in the near future too. And she's another one that does like learning tutorials. She did a whole thing about the loop start, pin stitches. I noticed there's ones about roller frames or roller bars and Q snaps and hoops. So she's a good one. If you're a new cross stitcher, then I would, yeah, definitely look into her. Frizzy Lizzie Stitches, I went over there and saw a few of her stitches. She does beautiful work. She really does. She was good. Um, that quarter shop, I've watched the last couple. Kimberly's fun to watch. I think she's fun to watch. I enjoy her. She makes me laugh. I just saw the one with her and Lori Holt, and that was really good too because they totally went over so much of the stuff that Lori's got out, and I do like her stuff. She's got some really good stuff out. Um, a matter of fact, I did order from them. Oh, that sewing machine that I showed you guys. That was from Fat Quarter Shop. Um, The Real Housewives of Cross Stitch, Priscilla and Chelsea. So I've watched them. I continue to watch them. I continue to pray for Priscilla. She has kind of a big test or proceed. I think it's a test coming up this week. So any and all thoughts and prayers are needed for her. So keep that going. And our girls, Floss Boss and Cousins, Christy and Kelly, they need us. They need us to pray. Um, Christy's got a lot going on. She's busy. And that's okay. I mean, she's busy. She can do it, but she still needs our prayers. I know she's so just always thinking about Callie, and Callie's doing what she needs to do to get better, so we got to keep praying for that. Um, it takes a lot for your brain to recoup after such a trauma, whether it's so she had a stroke, but whether you have a seizure, anything that kind of jars your brain. You talk about concussions when you look at all the stuff that's going on now with uh, football and concussion protocols and all that. So your brain, it takes a bit, but she'll get there. She's working on it. She will get there. But we love them both. So we got to keep praying for them. I have a stitching friend whose mom is going for procedure next week. Her name is Nancy. So if you could pray for Nancy's mom, I would so appreciate it. Keep her in your thoughts. I believe she's going in on Monday for this procedure. And then us here in Middle Tennessee. There are so many families still without electricity. And I mean, it's going on 6 or 7 days that they've been without. Some families are able to go to hotels and get rooms or go to friends or go to family. And for that, they are blessed. But then there's others that can't. And it's hard. It is hard. They're going through a hard time. So, yeah. So keep them in your thoughts. Think about us often. I am hoping I can smush this all together and just keep it as one floss tube, and I'm sure I can. I will do that. But it's been fun talking to you guys. I miss if I don't do this. even though it's a lot of work sometimes. I'm just like, ah, but it almost worked better this time because I did all the work yesterday so that I could film today. And then, of course, ran into all the problems that I've run into, but that's fine. That is fine. So for now, goodbye, happy stitching, and I will see you soon.